Okay, this is Pre-Cal, Chapter 6, Lesson 8. And we were in the middle of this, and so we are going to talk about these inverse functions, as you can see right here. So here is the cosine function, and it is a function, and there is the principal values, if you can see it in the blue right there, the principal values right there. So when we say capital cosine, capital C, then that would mean that we're just talking about the blue parts. Okay, so as you go down this, thank you.
Thank you.
And you look at the inverse. Okay, so the inverse of cosine would be right here. That would be arc sine, or you could call it inverse sine. So all the x's and the y's would change place. And so we have this meandering thing that's going up the y-axis. Now, the principal values are just from there to there. That's the blue part. And that would be from -1 to 1. And that, the whole thing of itself is not a function, but that small bit right there is a function. Okay, because it passes the vertical line test. There are no x's that have more than one value, just on that blue part. Okay, then we have tangent. We talked about that yesterday. And we have the inverse of tangent right here. Now, let's go down here and read this part of it. And that's when it said capital letters are used to distinguish the function with the restricted domains to just that principal values right there from the usual trigonometric functions. Okay, notice that none of the inverses of the trigonometric functions are actually functions, the whole thing. Now we're going to consider only a part of the domain of the sine function, namely for sine, which was on the last page, -2 pi, negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. All right? Okay, the range then contains all the possible values from -1 to 1. It is possible to define a new function, the sine, see capital S, whose inverse is a function. Okay, so y equals the sine of x. That's just this short bit from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. All right,